The world is collapsing, but men are relaxing. You know, we see what's happening around us. We're heading for WW3. Things are not looking so good. You know, right now they're set to vote both in the House and the Senate very soon on creating an automatic draft, so where Gen Z men and women will automatically be drafted into the military. And there's a lot of talks that in the next presidential session, so regardless of who wins the next presidential election, Trump or Biden, we are looking at a scenario where, regardless of who's in there, they're going to have a mandatory military service. This is something that we see in countries like South Korea, and people are saying, "Oh, it's not going to happen." But Trump actually talked about doing this previously. It's been reported, and when you consider the current numbers and the state of the military, it's very serious and it's very grave. 50 years ago, there were 700,000 or over 700,000 military reservists in the United States. 50 years ago. Today, there's only around 70,000. That's insane. We have a military reserve only 1/10 the size of what it was 50 years ago. Every branch of the military is struggling to find recruits and they are not able to meet their numbers. To make matters worse, 77% of all Gen Zers are ruled not eligible to serve in the military due to substance abuse issues, obesity, mental health issues, and lack of intelligence. This is insane stuff. All right. As a result, they're basically going to start just automatically drafting these people now, both men and women, because they don't have a large enough pool from just the men, and then they can pick and choose who they want that way. And even then, it's going to be terrible because we know Gen Zers are not going to go. You know, they're gonna stay in bed. You know, you come knocking on the door, the recruiter comes knocking on the door, the sergeant comes knocking on the door with the bus outside, and Gen Z is not gonna get out of bed after a long night of drinking, smoking weed, and playing Call of Duty. Now they're tuckered out and they're laying in bed, and they're just sleeping and farting, and they won't be up until later that evening because that weed was laced. That weed was laced. So it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. While everything is going downhill, women are crying, saying they cannot afford food and basic necessities. They're out there trying to bum food off men, and if they cannot, if they can't find a guy to take them on a date one evening, then they don't eat for that evening. This is the life that women are living right now. Like, there's going to be so many homeless women as things go downhill. Like, you guys are not going to really believe that is America. Like, I'm telling you, you're going to be shocked at the number of homeless women that will be in the streets. Many of you go, well, there's always going to be a simp that will take care of them. The thing about that is that a lot of these simps, they cannot hold these women down, nor will they hold these women down. Women have completely screwed things up. A lot of men no longer trust relationships or dating. You have guys like being sued for crazy amounts of money over just absolute nonsense. M2 is still going. All right, M2 Part 2 is going right now, and it's absolutely insane. Like, I told you, they're going to be going after everyone. They're going after the milkman. All right, they're going after the milkman. It's not that they want to get. It's not that the milkman is. They're not trying to go after the milkman's money because he's broke. No, they're trying to go after the company that the milkman works for, and they want $1 billion or a couple $1 billion. Like, they're so disconnected from reality that they're not going around saying that $1 million is not a lot of money. And I see some of you idiots in the comments like, well, Angry, let's be honest, though, $1 million really is not a lot of money these days. You're an idiot. $1 million is not what it was back in the year 2000, but $1 million is still a substantial amount of money in the hands of a person who knows how to use money wisely. $1 million, if you take $1 million and you put that in a high interest account, okay, you can get $50,000 a year just from the interest on $1 million. All right, just from the interest, You don't work at all. Like literally, you can stop working. All right, stop working. Put it in the bank, and you can just live off the interest from that money, and buy yourself buy yourself an old luxury car, fix the engine, change the engine, get yourself a nice camper or a mobile home, and live comfortably. And it depending on the state that you live in. Some people are paying rent as little as $300 to $500 a month. I know you're like 300, even in the U.S. Yes, depending on the state that you live in. All right, your rent can be very, very low, depending on the state you live in. I've heard from people who have rent that's under $400. It still exists, and you can live very, very well. That's how most of the millionaires live. Okay, they live far below their means, but the average idiot is so stupid that they hear $1 million, they're like, okay, I need to go and buy a big house, and then after I buy a house and a car, and and health, and there's all these other things, the money's gone. Angry, you're the idiot, bro. You're a dumbass. You're an idiot. Okay, $1 million. You put it in the bank, or you invested in mutual funds. You can collect dividends because you don't understand how to manage money. Within a short period of time, that money is now working for you. And because the money is working for you, that doesn't mean that you entirely stop working. You can, but doesn't mean you stop working. You continue. Now you work on your own terms. You make sure your basic necessities are met. You don't go around and turn around and like, okay, I'm going to start living large right now. No, you're living basic. You're living far below your means. You're going to live far below your means. Okay? You secure your health insurance. You secure a cheap roof over your head. Okay? You get a nice, cheap luxury car. You dress far below your means. You don't need people to know that you have money. Okay? You're broke. Okay? You walk around looking like just above homeless, but not dressed well enough to draw attention to yourself. And you can you can deck out your home. All right? You get a nice giant television, your video game systems, buy all of your games, get a freezer, stock it full of meat. Okay? Cook at home, live comfortably and easily. And you can travel overseas when you want to. Go over to the Philippines, go to all of these different countries. You can have an apartment there, live comfortably. All right? But a lot of y'all don't want this. A lot of y'all want us to live like the Joneses. And it's absolutely ridiculous. But smart men are relaxing. Smart men are just chilling, living their best lives right now. As the world is collapsing around them, they haven't made. They're just watching it all burn. And of course, you have people like these pastors that are pissed off, screeching and hollering and crying because they don't have access to the money from these men anymore. All right. These are the same people that Jesus whipped out of the church, whipped out of the temple. Never forget, and I'll say it over and over again. Jesus defines a church as a meeting, a gathering of believers in Jesus Christ. It is not a building. It's not an organization. It is simply a gathering of believers in Jesus Christ. Jesus said, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, let them be God. Let there be God. Guys, you have these same women who are like, oh, we don't want these men. And now they're crying their eyes out, because these men are leaving.
I don't know. I feel like everything Black women do is a problem. I don't feel safe, protected, loved around my own man.
Yeah, that's the reality. Like, congratulations, ladies, you played yourselves. They played themselves 100%. And now these are the consequences that they have to face. And they're struggling because they don't want to face accountability. Because accountability is lodged within reality. Guys, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, you want even more of this content, consider checking out the Men Walking Away channel where I release daily videos. There's a link to the Men Walking Away channel description in the video. Go check it out, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the content. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? The world is collapsing, but men are relaxing. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away. And cheers.